What is up? Welcome back, Enchanters, to our final edition of Halloween collectibles from Disney Jim Shore. And we are wrapping this month up with none other than The Nightmare Before Christmas. As Halloween ends, we're drawing closer to the Christmas season. And what better way to end this month than with this amazing video. I'm so excited to be here with y'all. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Jean-Pierre Bonjovi, and you can subscribe. It supports me immensely. Click on the link right below on the... What am I doing? No, don't do that. You're going to subscribe and hit the bell by just scrolling down and hit subscribe. It takes half a second. It takes another half a second to hit the bell. And you'll be notified every Monday when I come to y'all and I upload content. I do it every Monday religiously. I'm a collector at heart. It's a little bit of everything on our channel. This year, Disney Jim Shore has been my predominant driving force. But I'm so excited to be here with y'all. We also have a giveaway once we get to 1,000 subscribers. We're over 700 subscribers, but we are drawing close to that 1,000 mark, and go ahead and check out the giveaway. And don't forget about our incredible giveaway that we're having. This is for reaching 1,000 subscribers. The moment we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will be doing this incredible giveaway, which is the 100-Acre Caper Adventure Winnie the Pooh piece. In order to be eligible to earn this giveaway, you must be subscribed to our channel. You must like our videos, and every video that you comment under and that you share, you get multiple entries. So if you share our video, you get 2 entries, and for every time that you comment on any of my videos, beginning from the months of July through once we get to the 1,000 subscribers. My goal is to get to 1,000 by the conclusion of August. Fingers crossed, with your support we'll get there. You will be receiving an entry. So you get 2 entries for sharing the video, shared on any of your platforms, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere on social media, Instagram, and if every time you comment on any of our videos and you engage with me, you also get an entry. So this is a beautiful, beautiful piece. As you zoom in, it's one of my favorite Winnie the Pooh Jim Shore pieces ever made. It's this beautiful tree bark, Winnie reaching inside the tree to gather some honey. There's the little details with the bees, and then you have his best friends, Tigger, Piglet, and Eeyore, all supporting him on this venture. It is absolutely adorable, and I can't wait for someone to earn this. So may the odds forever be in your favor, and let's get back to our video. We're back! So let's get started, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. You're more than welcome to. I used to have about 7,000 followers. This was like 2 years ago, right before COVID, the shutdown in March of 2020. And my Facebook and my Instagram got hacked. I lost literally over 20,000 connections. It was the absolute worst. So I've been dreading getting back to Instagram, but it's there. Kind of felt defeated after that. I was just like, why am I on this? This is so empty. Like, I'm just, like, literally it was empty, but I was like, whatever. And so I've been attempting to get back to it. So go follow me on Instagram. That's where you could private message me for any inquiries you may have, and or if you want to connect, etc. So follow me there. That's on my description below. And without further ado, let's get started. And we want to start with the first 2 pieces ever made from the series. This is the first time appearance for Jack and Sally. I freaking love these pieces. The detail's amazing. And they're brand new. This is the first time we ever experienced them in a series. And the first 2 pieces to ever release. We have Jack, and the name on this piece is Jack the Pumpkin King. And we have Sally. The name of this one is called Sally Smitten Seamstress. So let's go ahead and experience Jack first. What I love about this is the base. It's like the graveyard base with skulls all over 360 as you look at the bottom of the base. And you zoom in on those details. Then we have Jack, and I love him. Like the back of him, his pose, his slenderness. I love that they capture that so vividly. He's also hunched. which is pretty awesome. So you can tell he's far taller. They got his size beautifully. What I love is the tombstone details here. The rose molding details on the tombstone is everything. His hands. This is the best Jack we've ever gotten in my experience. Of all the Jacks, the first one is the absolute best one ever. The details are absolutely impeccable. He looks freaking amazing. And then when we go over to Sally, Sally's in a graveyard and she has all these little potions around her base. It's a round base, which I really appreciate. She's sitting on this tombstone. Beautiful rose molding details in the front of the tombstone as well. That quilted pattern is stunning. And then we have her. I love how dainty her feet look as they're hanging over the... She's sitting on the tombstone, but they're hanging over the tombstone. She has her cat in her hand and her warm embrace as she just looks up into the sky, and she seems defeated but hopeful about something. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. Also, in my experience, the best Sally piece we've ever had. He did such an amazing job when he launched these two figures. These launched for about $45, $50 each. They then made, these did not get I believe they got a reissue. I think. Did they or did they not? I can't recall if they ever did get a reissue or if they didn't. I know the next series did get a bunch of reissues. But I don't believe they were quite too difficult to find in the secondary market, and I think they've gone up in price. You can't quote me. I haven't been looking into the price points on these pieces. So you can do a check on eBay, as I mentioned in my previous video. Type the name of the piece, as I mentioned above, and then go to recently sold as you filter it out, and you'll be able to determine what they recently sold for. Following those pieces, we had these pieces that launched literally right after, immediately. And it is Lock, Shock, and Barrel. Let's go. So we have Mask of Terror, Lock. Shock is Mask of Fright. And Barrel is Mask of Ghoulish Delights. Kind of rhymes there. These are super duper cutie. They're personality poses, and as you zoom in, they have a very fun functionality to them. They are posable, so they have this mixed media. And as you can see, their arms are at arm's length, and they each have their iconic mask. What's really cool about these pieces is that you can fold their hands, and their arms are foldable. They have like joints, and it draws it closer to their neck. It doesn't put it over their face, which I think that was a big letdown. I think that the purpose of this was for them to, if their arms were higher up and when they pose it, the mask was in front of their face, that would actually, that would serve the purpose. This functionality really defeats the purpose. It's kind of stupid if you ask me, but they're awesome pieces, don't get me wrong. And they're the most expensive 3 pieces in the series when it comes to Lock, Shock, and Barrel, because guess what? Like Tinkerbell, Stitch, Eeyore, and Mickey, Jim has done an overkill on Lock, Shock, and Barrel. We don't need any more Lock, Shock, and Barrels. Before I forget, there is one piece I'm missing here. It's not a complete collection because it hasn't arrived yet, and it's a brand new, I'm going to upload the photo right over there, and it is the brand new Lock, Shock, and Barrel piece. It's part of the 2021 collection, but I'm still waiting for it in my shipment, and there's another piece I'm missing, and we're going to upload it right over there, and it is the Christmas tree Zero and Jack decorating or deconstructing a Christmas tree. That piece also hasn't arrived yet, so those 2 pieces are missing from my collection. Just a heads up. These pieces are absolutely beautiful. Again, they retail for about $24, $26 when they launched. They now go for a lot more than that. I believe they're up on like the $70, $80, even $100 mark for some of these. And then the other day I saw someone sell them like dirt cheap, so you can get lucky too. So there you have it. Shock and Barrel. Yay! Following those pieces, he then had another series he launched, and this one was another Jack and Sally. Now, these are quite common to find. This one's called What's This? And then we have Sally, which is called Season of Bloom. These 2 pieces have released many editions. Don't pay more than $50, $55 for these. They're still very easy to come across. so don't go overpaying on these. He's made like 2-3 different editions of these. So they're quite common to come across. And it's the second time we get a Jack and Sally. I will say, compared to the original two, they're not the same in quality. The original two are far better aesthetically, the first two I showed you. They're cute, part of the collection, but I'm not a fan of them, to be honest with you. The originals, in my experience, are much better. Keep it real. So there you have it. Not really much to say about these. I like Jack more than Sally. She's really heavy though. Following that, Jim made another series and he released a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. And we're going to start with these. And I will go on to say that these are, well, 3 of these pieces have gone on to be some of the most expensive pieces he's ever made. Nightmare Before Christmas collection. It's not an impossible collection to collect. I think you can still find all of these pieces, but you're going to pay a lot of money for some of these. One in particular is very difficult to come across, but in general, you can still get them all. You're just going to pay top dollar for them. Next, one of the pieces that launched of those 5 that I mentioned is this one, and it's called Illuminating Fright on Halloween Night. And it is a portrait of Jack Skellington's skull. As you zoom in on the details, it's like, I don't get the base. It's like, it's just his head is on top of like a dirt slab. I don't know what's the purpose of this piece. It's like a jack-o'-lantern version of him, but I just don't understand the dirt slab. I really don't get it. I love that you have his bow tie, but I do feel that proportionate-wise, his neck needs to be longer, and then the hat, which makes no sense. I mean, and then the head. It looks like he has no neck, and he's known for his long, slender neck. You do have this beautiful pastel rose mauling detail in the back. And it is a light up piece. Now this piece goes for quite a lot. It increased drastically in the secondary market. This was like moments before Jim went from his old box, which was the blue and red box, and he transitioned into the red box. So it's that phase that we always talk about in like 2014 where price points went up ridiculously. And so they only ever got one print run. And this is part of that collection. It also has a light up feature, which makes it more expensive too. This piece right now in the secondary market retails for about $300, around there. Maybe a little cheaper, maybe a little bit more. You can eBay it yourself to see what the most recent one sold for. Following this piece, he also created 4 other ones, and we're going to start with the least rarest of the 4, and it is Santa Claus. I want to be very delicate here. Yay! And this one is called Naughty, of course. And it is Santa. As you zoom in on the details, he's adorable. It was the first time in a series we got Santa. And I love, love, love the quilted rose mauling, the quilted detailing on the side, which is iconic to Jim Shore. Here you have Santa doing his naughty and nice list. And what's really awesome about this piece, I don't think you'll be able to capture it on camera. By the way, I have my new camera coming. I think it's the T7 Canon. It's arriving this week. So beginning November, all my videos beginning November will be high definition. When we zoom in, you're going to see the quality crystal clear. So this is the final video that we do. That is for being recorded on the struggle that is my Android. So what's really cool is he has the naughty and nice list. And on you can't tell what this list is. It just has a bunch of names, and it says Mayor, Zero, Sally, Lock, Shock, Barrel, Oogie Boogie, and Jack. But they're all on the same list, as if they've all been bad. And if you ask me, Sally's been good, and so has Zero. So I'm surprised to see Zero and Sally on that list. But incredible, incredible, incredible piece. This one launched for about $60. You can still find it for a little under $100. He hasn't gone up that much. Following this piece, the following rarest piece is this one. It's the first time we have Jack appear in his holiday ensemble. And the name of this piece is called Santa Jack is Coming to Town. And it is Jack Skellington as Santa Claus. You have his long, slender build. He has his Santa ensemble, and then you have the bag of toys as well. You have the cat with the whiskers. It's super duper cutie. I like the mixed media there. This piece has two elements of mixed media, the whiskers on this cat, and he's also holding a thread with this ornament. And it's just on a really, really, really thin thread. This piece retailed for about $75 when it launched. It now goes for like $150, $180. It's become more difficult to come across. It's the most difficult version of Santa Jack that's been released. Beautiful piece. Comment below if you own it. I freaking love this piece. It is stunning. Following this piece, we have the next two pieces that came out in the series at the same time. These are a lot more expensive. We're going to start with Oogie Boogie. This is everyone's like most sought after villain piece. It is called Roll the Dice. And what's really cool about this piece is it's a glow in the dark piece. So you have Oogie Boogie holding his dice. There is incredible detail in the dice too. His texture feels very different because he's coated in that glow in the dark paint, and I just love the wrinkles and texture on his sack. It is amazing, amazing, amazing. I love the lilac quilted pattern detail right here at the top, and then the rose mulling glow in the dark details here. This is an impeccable piece. This piece launched for about $80, or around about $80, $70 when it launched. One of the most sought after pieces in this collection. It goes now in the secondary market for like $300 to $400. It's become very difficult to come across. I see it go up, but when it does go up, it goes up for quite a steep price. And it was the first time in the series we got Oogie Boogie, and for a very long time it was the only Oogie Boogie that we had. Later I'll show you the next Oogie Boogie that launched. And following that piece, we have another piece, which is a mixed media piece, and it is Two-Faced Politician, the Mayor. What I love about this piece, it is a mixed media piece. As you zoom in on the details, I love the vine details. The base is beautiful. You have him here with his, I forget what you call these scrolls. They have prints of like a structural blueprints. There we go. He has a scroll full of blueprints. Came right to my head. I love his little hand detail. He's super cutie. And then you have his traditional face. But what's really cool about this piece is it is a rotating piece. So you have the opposite side of his face, which is that ugly, mean, grumpy, gray face. So it has a rotating feature, which I think is so awesome. This piece, just like Oogie Boogie, is quite expensive. It's gone up drastically as well in value. This piece retails for, when it came out, like it was again $65, $70. It now retails anywhere from $300 to $400. The detail on this piece, like again, classic Jim Shore, where detailing was just amazing. The quilted details, the ribbon, the badge that says Mayor. His hands look amazing. They're painted. His nails are painted red. It is an impeccable piece. I love this piece. It's one of my favorite pieces in the entire collection, surprisingly. And I'm not a big fan of the Mayor, but what he did with this piece was stunning. Following that piece, he then released a few other pieces, and part of that series we have about 3 pieces, which I'm going to show you right now. I lie. I'm going to show you is this one. This is probably, in my experience, one of the rarest pieces. I think it's rare. It's rarer than the ones that I've mentioned, but it's not as expensive, surprisingly, as those, because a lot of people are not willing to pay that amount of money for something so small. And this is called Spooky Surprise. You saw it in my previous video, and this is the Nightmare Before Christmas snow globe. It's the mini snow globe and the only snow globe we've ever gotten. You saw this in my previous video with the Stitch and the Tinkerbell, and it is Jack. And as you zoom in, there's like this graveyard bottom scene with all the skulls, and then it's where he's over the hilltop. You see the hilltop right in the front, and then you have him sitting over a tombstone with this little cute pumpkin detail at the top. And when you shake it, you have the glitter and the bats sequins all over. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. When it only retailed for like $30, $25, like $25 was the retail value. Very rare to come across, though, unfortunately. These pieces do not come with boxes, just so you know. They came from the manufacturer just wrapped in bubble wrap. That was it. And they're very, very, very rare to come across. It retails, I was lucky that I got this piece very early on. I think I paid like $65 for it. Steel. This was years ago. I've had this piece for years already. I paid like $50 for it. Now it goes into secondary market for no less than $250. But if you really want it, I've seen people pay up to $350 for it as well. So there you have it. Following that piece, we have 3 additional pieces that were quite rare when they came out. We're going to start with one of the rarest pieces, which was a very short-lived. I believe this piece came out in 2016. And the name of this piece is called Mad Scientist. Now this piece is a very, very, very fragile piece. His hand is very fragile, and so is his head. And I love the base detailing here. If you look at the base, it's this blue with like this neon glow-in-the-dark green spark all around it. I think it's amazing. Again, this one's called Mad Scientist, yeah. And I think his name is Dr. Finkelstein. I forget his name. Beautiful piece, very small in size because he's in his wheelchair, but so incredibly detailed. It's the only time we ever have him in a series, and this is, again, like I mentioned, is an impeccable, impeccable, impeccable piece. I freaking love this piece so much. But very fragile. Following that piece, he released this one. When he released his collection, these 2 pieces, they were both very difficult to come across, and did not get a reprint, and very limited in size run, which was that piece and this one. And this one is called Christmas Surprise. And if you ask me, I think this is the rarest snowman piece. So what Jim did, he did many different movies, and he created snowmen out of them and created scenes. This is actually a piece of the movie where Jack is singing and he becomes a snowman for like a quick second in the movie. But he also created this piece there's a Chip and Dale with Mickey snowman piece. There is I'm going to mention them all right now to you. There's the Nightmare Before Christmas. There's the Fairy Godmother from Cinderella. There's the Snow White snowman piece. There's the Beauty and the Beast, which is the second rarest after this piece. There's the Little Mermaid, where we get Scuttle for the first time. We have that one as well, and a snow piece as well. I'm trying to think if there's any other movie that I'm missing out on. I think that is... Oh, and lastly, Peter Pan. You know what's missing one? And there's a Peter Pan Part 1 in the series. This one being the rarest of them all, followed by the Beauty and the Beast one. And it's beautiful. It's Jack in that quick scene in the movie. He's holding his umbrella with the candy canes on one hand, tipping his hat off in the next. It is an incredible piece. As you look at all the details, I love the rose bowling details all around. And I love that you have the 2 little children, that scene with the 2 little children embracing each other right in the front. I love that. It's the only time in the series you see those 2 children. So incredible, incredible piece. Very, very, very rare to come across. This piece right here retails in the secondary market for about $250. The Scientist retails anywhere from $250 to $350 as well. And another piece that came out during that same time was this one. Not as expensive, but still has become quite difficult to come across. And the name of this piece is called Christmas Delivered. Yay! And what it is, it's Jack on the Santa-mobile, and with a bunch of presents in the back, and he is just sledding in the air with this. I think it's a freaking amazing piece. I thought I could have recalled that in this piece, Jack was, in my experience, Jack was in his Santa attire, but I don't quite remember. What's great about this piece, or if he was in his plain suit, I don't quite remember, to be honest with you. What's really cool about this piece is that it does have this additional feature here where it has this mixed media and the sled does wiggle back and forth, which is pretty cool. This piece retailed for almost $95, $100, and now goes for like about $130, $140 in the secondary market. It has gone up, and I've even seen it for $150. So there you have it. Let's bring you down, and then you down. Yay! We did it. Following that piece, we have this one, the Spooky. You've seen it in my previous video that we did earlier this month, and it is Zero, and it is Zero with the Halloween word spooky. You see Jack Skellington's faces here. This one retailed for $30. This now goes for like $200. It's insane what this piece has gone up for. It was very limited in its run. It was not a popular piece when it first launched, and then like 2 years afterwards, when people realized it was just such a scarce piece, skyrocketed. So it's this one. Following that piece, we have this one. And this one is called Wrapped Up in Christmas Spirit. I love this piece. This piece, like that one, you could tell the manufacturer was different because the paint on this, the red here, is so much brighter, where there it's more matted. He is also a little larger in scale here, but he's so different than that one. So completely different. You could tell a completely different aesthetic went into this. I love this piece because you have the sack of presents there in the back. And then you have this mixed media detail of these faux holiday lights wrapped all around Jack. It is amazing on this thread. It is a beautiful piece. The base, I love this bright fuchsia pink base. It is gorgeous. Still quite popular. It's not too hard to come across this piece. It's still under $100. It retailed for like about $75 when it launched. You'll still get it roughly for around a little under $100. Yay! Following that piece, we have this one, which is one of the most sought after ornament collections. This piece came out roughly around the same time the Disney Villains ornament collection came out, and this is called Nightmare Before Christmas. That's it. It doesn't really have a name to it, does it? Yeah, it just says Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. So as you zoom in, it comes with Zero, Jack, and Sally. This piece, when this launched, this collection, it was $50. This ornament collection, it goes now for like $300-$400 minimum. It's gone up drastically. I did see it sell the other day recently for $250, which I thought was a great deal. But it's become very rare to come across. There's nothing on the back of the print. It's just the rose molding detailing in black. But a beautiful collection, and the very first time Jim Shore ever made ornaments for The Nightmare Before Christmas. Yay! Following that piece, Jim made Zero. First time that we get, well, that's not the first time. We've seen Zero a few times, but it's like, I love that we got him in a standalone piece. Versus like even the spooky there, it's Zero, but you have the spooky elements. This I love. It's called Floating Friend. This is one of my favorite pieces as well. You have Zero going through the tombstone. It is amazing. I love the way his ears are flapped, his little pumpkin nose. This seems to be like his doghouse, which is a tombstone that says Zero. It's amazing. I love this piece so much. It retailed for $35 when it launched. Now it goes for, I have seen it gone up for close to $60, but you can still get it for anywhere from like $40 to $60, so be on the lookout for that piece in particular. Following that, we have these two pieces, and it is a Sally, and it is a Jack. The name of the Jack piece is called Welcome to Halloweentown, and the name of Sally is called Disarming Damsel. Disarming Damsel for a reason, because her hand falls off in the movie quite a few times. Very clever name there, Jim. We'll start with Jack. I love him here. He's just this slender appearance. What I love about this one, right, is that they really got the details with the pinstripe of his suit. You could see the pinstripe details all around, which is pretty awesome. There's a lot of it. So it's a little bit, you get to see a different depiction of him in a different lighting, and I really appreciate it. He is leaning over the Halloweentown sign. The base is just perfection. Love this base. It's a beautiful piece. This piece retailed for about $55 when it launched. You can still get it for under $70. Don't pay more than that. Then we have the Sally piece. This Sally piece came out alongside this piece with Jack. She is okay, she's much smaller in size. She's cute. But what's really cool about this detail, she has an actual needle and thread in her hand. So there's a little piece of real thread wrapped around a real needle, but the needle, the point has been removed and rounded on the bottom, so you're not going to prick yourself. And she's stitching her arm back. And what's really cool here about her arm is that you have this metal wiring that's securing her arm all around, which is pretty awesome. Very, very awesome detail. Very small but subtle detail, but really, really, really awesome. I did not know that prior to purchasing this piece, and I found out after I purchased it. When I saw it, I was like, oh wow, I had no idea. Yay! Following those pieces, he's made quite a few other pieces. I want to take some down here from the floor because I will forget them. And so we have Lock, Shock, and Barrel, 3 of a kind. By the way, these came out at the same time the Santa, the Jack, the Mayor, and Oogie Boogie came out. These also came out at the same time. It was Lock, Shock, and Barrel. And this is the second time we ever saw Lock, Shock, and Barrel on the infamous bathtub where they sequester Santa later in the movie. Adorable piece. I really like this piece. And then I don't like it after so many other pieces have been made. 3 other bathtub pieces with Lock, Shock, and Barrel have been made. 3 in total, which is insane. This piece retailed for about $65. It now goes for a little bit more. It's the most expensive of all of them. It's a beautiful piece. Retails now for like about $150, $120. I love it. It's an incredible piece. If you own it, comment below. And again, the name of this one is called 3 of a Kind. Talking about bathtub pieces, we have this one. There's no name to it. It's probably on the box. And it's another bathtub piece, but this is a candy dish. As you zoom in, there's a hollowness here, and it's a candy dish. And the tub is a candy dish. And below the tub, you have Lock, Shock, and Barrel, and they have their mask on. There's mixed media, which Shock's hair is metal, so is his little devil Triton. And every time we do get Shock, she always has mixed media. Her hair is made of like this little metal wire, which I think is pretty cool. This piece was a little bit more expensive, retail for like $75. Now goes for still a little under $100. Not the most difficult piece to come across either. You can still find it easily in the secondary market. I don't know the name to it because there's no name on the bottom of the base, but the box should have the name. And then we have this piece, which was Carved from the Heart, a part of the Carved from the Heart collection. It's called What a Wonderful Nightmare. And it's the hilltop scene, but it's the, as you zoom in, it's the wooden bark, and it's carved. And as you see the wooden bark and it's carved, you see the depiction of most of the characters, in the series. One really cool detail would have been if in the back we would have had the Halloweentown Christmas sign bark, because you know, like in the scene where there's multiple trees for every holiday, that would have been freaking awesome. An oversight that they should have paid closer attention to. This piece is stunning. Here we have Shock again with the metal detailing. We have Barrel with the lollipop. We have Lock here with a little slingshot in his hand. And then we have the Mayor, second time in a series that we get the Mayor. We have Zero at the very top of the very hilltop, and at the very top of the hilltop, floating, and then we have Jack and Sally. And I have to say, I like a depiction of Sally here. Her color story is like more pastel, and I like it. It's different. I really do appreciate the different variation there. There's different detailing there's different details to her dress. This piece retails for $100. You can't find it cheaper than that anymore. It goes for now like it goes like almost for like $125 now. It's going up in price, so get your hands on it. It never got a reissue either. Following that collection, we received a few other pieces. This one came out at the same time, and this one is called Once Upon a Nightmare. And it is part of the Storybook series. So in the back, you have the Storybook movie title. And then when you come up front, you have the Nightmare Before Christmas Storybook. So it's Zero phasing out of the tombstone as he looks up the hilltop. You have a 2D version of Jack and Sally at the very top of the hilltop. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I think this piece is pretty. But of all of the Storybook collection pieces, it's my least favorite because there's the Zero, the bottom of the base is really the only thing that's three-dimensional. It's kind of lost. There's not much going on in this piece. This piece retails for $60, $65. It's gone up just a little bit. It's still very easy to come across. It's part of the Storybook series, which I love. I love the Carve from the Heart series. I think they're great concepts, but I think there could have been so much more that could have been done with this scene. Again, I think it's beautiful. The pumpkins on the hilltop with the snow. Like, I love it. But I feel like something more profound could have been created and more iconic to the movie than this scene. Following that, we have these three guys that came out at the same time. The name on this one is Nocturnal Nightmare, which is the little bat kid. Then we have this chubby guy who's blind, Terrifying Tyke. Literally his eyes are stitched shut. And he's very difficult to come across. Difficult to reach, sorry. Is this mummy dude with a lantern in one eye, and it's called Not So Evil Eye. And as you zoom in on the details, they're adorable, so easy to still come across. They retail each for $28 when they launched. You could still get them each for under $40. So you don't have to worry about breaking the bank on these either. These are a great addition to the original Lock, Shock, and Barrel when it comes to scale size. They're perfect. They're amazing. You could still find them relatively quite easy in the secondary market. I like the cobblestone that these two are on. I don't care for whatever the hell he's on. I don't know what that is. It's like this zigzag floor tile, which I don't care for. I wish they all would have had the same base. But aside from that one little detail, I think they're amazing. I'm going to move them here. Following that piece, I feel like there's so many other pieces, but we're going to move on to this one. And the name of this piece is called Faded Romance. And let me just tell you, I love the bottom of this base, that bright, bright pumpkin orange. It's amazing. So this is called Faded Romance. Love the pumpkin base at the bottom. It's an adorable piece. And it really is when he started doing this, like, Jack and Sally. He's done like 3 pieces already where they're embracing each other. And it's Jack with his arms wrapped around Sally. I love her dress here too. Her dress has this pastel finish. I love this iteration of it. Typically, I'm really anal when the outfit is very distinct, but we've already seen so many Sallys that no 2 Sallys are identical in their print, which I really appreciate. He's always managed to do a different print on them, and I actually don't mind it at all. It's a beautiful piece. This piece launched for about $70. Still get it for under $90, so don't go paying more than that for this piece. We also have this piece, which is part of the Stacking Collection series, and he's done multiple movies as stackable pieces, and this is called Triple Trouble, and it's a $60, $65 retail value piece. You have Shock, Lock, and Barrel, and Shock's hair again has that mixed media. Barrel's tail has this metal mixed media detail as well, and Lock's tail, sorry, and it is absolutely beautiful. You can still purchase this for under $65. Don't pay more than that. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like the detailing much on this piece. It's almost like, this is again poor quality. The paint job's not the greatest. The quality is not the same as it once was. I feel like what Jim has just been really staying true to what he's always started was with the base is really the only thing that's really making these pieces Jim. And then he throws a little bit of rose mulling details, but like half-asses it, and we call it a Jim short piece. So again, this is my least favorite piece in the entire collection. I think this piece blows, to be honest with y'all. I don't like it at all. It looks really quick, messy, sloppy, and it honestly looks like it's a knockoff of Jim Shore, which doesn't say much. Following that piece that launched, he then released this holiday, he released this collection. This is called Toothy Terror, and it's the Harley, I forget what he's called. It's Harley something, and it's actually a candy dish. You can use this as a candy dish. It came out around Halloween, and it's one of the villains that they encounter at the end when they're trying to rescue Santa from Oogie Boogie. I love this piece so much. It is a very large piece. I think it's the tallest piece because of the tentacles. And I just love all the teeth around. It is a 360 piece. This piece is freaking amazing. This piece launched for about $75. I know it's still worth under $100. You can still find this piece. Incredible piece. It also launched like 3 years ago. When this piece launched 3 years ago, we also launched this piece, which was about an $85 piece, and I'm surprised it was only $85 and not $100, because the detail on this piece is amazing, and it's called Terror Triumphant. And it is the mayor's car. It is amazing. One of those beginning scenes in the movie. You have the mayor driving. It's this really small piece, but it's so much. There's so much. It packs a big punch. You have the mayor driving with Sally in the rear view seat. I'm sorry, on the passenger seat. The horn as he's honking. You have Jack here on the side of the car. The cat emblem right there on the car. You have, and what the it's not really a car. What do you call those things where you put dead body funeral cars where you put the bodies in? I forget what they're called. It'll come up to me after. The name of it will come to me afterwards. But you have lock, shock, and barrel right at the very top, and I know one of you will comment below, so I appreciate y'all. So incredible piece. Metal detailing not only in Shock's hair but also here on the car. This is an incredible piece. Retailed for $85. Honestly, don't pay more than $100 for it. I know they're not making it anymore. You can't purchase this anymore from Enesco. It's not in production anymore. But I can tell you that it hasn't gone up too drastically either in price. And also another piece that came out of this collection was the first time we ever saw this with Jim Shore. I lie. We saw it with the Frozen 3 ornament pieces, but this I thought was amazing. This one's called Ghastly Gifts, and it was 3 pieces that came in one box. You got the child opening up his presents on Christmas Day, and you have the duck, the clawing duck with the bullet holes all around him with the blood stains. Like, this is so morbid and dark. And he has this little metal detail right there as well, like this little hook. And the name of this one is called Ghastly Gifts. They're all called the same Ghastly Gifts, but they each have the name, which is pretty awesome. Ghastly Gifts. And you have that vampire-looking cat thingamajig. And I like the kid's add to the innocence as he's looking up. He has a severed head in his hand. He looks freaking adorable. This is an awesome piece. This piece, you got all 3 of them in one box, and they retail for $60. You can still find it for around the same price. Don't pay more than that. Following that piece, he created 3 limited edition exclusive ornament pieces, and these were exclusive only to Europe. I've mentioned these before, and they're very difficult to come across. The names Zero, Jack, and Sally is the name of these pieces. They are each sold separately and come in their own little red box. They were only exclusively sold out to Europe. The States never got these pieces. They're incredibly rare to come across. When they retail I think each for like $28. And you can purchase them only right now in the secondary market on eBay, and they each retail for about $60 each now. They came out a year ago, they came out about 2 years ago, but they got the shortest little run ever. Limited places in Europe have them, and you can only get them from there. So you have Jack as a snowman, Sally holding what seems to be the deadly nightshade. I love that you have the name there, where she puts homeboy to sleep. And then you have Zero holding a bone in his mouth. Very difficult pieces, and for many of you, this might be actually the first time you ever see these pieces, because they're just rare to come across. Following that, we received another collection. Now, this collection I freaking love. This collection came out last year, and he released a total of 3 pieces to it. And let's start off with the tub. It's the biggest version of the tub, but I really have to say I love this lock, shock, and barrel piece. It's called Bagged and Delivered. This piece retailed for surprisingly only $85. Why, I don't know, because it's a very large box and a very heavy piece and incredibly detailed. The base looks amazing. You have Shock here with her metal detailing in her hair again. That's iconic to all of the pieces he's ever made with Shock. You have the tub, and then wrapped around the tub in this Halloween rose mulling bag, you have Santa with a lollipop on his beard. Barrels on top, and you have Lock right on the side. This is an incredible, incredible collection. I love that all three of them also have their mask on, which is awesome. This is an incredible, incredible piece. You can still get it for retail value around $85. Don't pay more than $90 for this piece. It is a very heavy piece, and it's a very large piece. It's the whitest piece he's ever made. And in my experience, the heaviest piece. Following this piece, he finally made another Oogie Boogie. Yay! So for anyone who was not able to get the original Oogie Boogie that never got a reissue, you can get this one. It's called Gambling Ghoul. And I have to be honest with you, I love this one just as much as I love the original. Because this one, his sack actually has holes in the stitching, and you could see the worms oozing out, and you see the worms inside of his mouth. So even though it's smaller in scale than the other, just a little smaller in scale, it is beautiful. The lavender rose mulling details are perfection. The vine base is amazing. This piece retailed for about $65. You can still get it for that price, so don't pay more than that. It launched about a year. It launched a year ago, a little over a year ago. We only have one piece left on this side. And one piece left on this side. Yay! This has to be my favorite piece of the entire collection. It's called Soulful Soliloquy. It's my favorite Nightmare Before Christmas piece. I love this piece. It's the scene in the fountain where Jack is singing over the fountain, and you have this fountain with the snake puking this green vial. And what I love is the resin here is very clear, and the bottom is that deep color, that like mint green color. Beautiful. Never seen those hues. I love the color story here with the cobblestone, the purple, midnight, blue hues. It is beautiful. This is my favorite Nightmare Before Christmas piece. This one retailed for $70 only. Insane. You can still get it at that price. This piece is iconic. I love this piece so much. I can't stress it enough. You need this piece. If there's one piece you want to have in your collection, it's this one. And the very last piece in our collection just recently shipped in our new shipment. I already sold it, so I don't have an extra one. And it is a Moonlight dance piece. It's a Moonlight piece, the Moonlight in the back, and it's Jack and Sally embracing each other and dancing as they stare into each other's eyes. It's a beautiful piece. I mentioned this before. My only quarrel with it is her hand. Her hand is quite sloppy on top of his, but aside from that, I think it's a beautiful piece. This piece retails for $75, and it just launched, so that's what you're going to pay for it, $75. Beautiful piece. I'm just going to look around and make sure I'm not missing anything. And we're good. So thank you so much for watching this video. After this video, I'm actually, all these videos were just filmed. I know you're watching this last week of October, but right now it's September the 24th. And this is my last video I'm filming for the next month. I had to pre-record all my videos because I'm on vacation for the next 3 weeks. And I don't get back till October the 20th. So when we get back October 20th, we have a Thanksgiving like harvest video we're doing. I know Iron Studios, I have a shipment coming from them. I have a Loungefly shipment coming in. I wanted to film. I have a few pieces of some other pieces that have come out in this collection, but I have not filmed that video because I'm waiting on like 3 more pieces to come that haven't launched from the 2021 collection. I just want to do one video of that. We'll also be doing a video of all the new pieces coming out for 2022, and I'll be taking pre-orders for those and giving you amazing prices, lowest prices on the market, tax-free, and also free shipping. So check that out. That's launching right now in November, and those pieces launch around February, March of this year. So thank you so much for being with us this evening. I really hope that you, well, Jay, you may be watching this in the evening. I really hope you enjoyed this video. This is the complete collection. Again, I am missing that one piece because it hasn't arrived yet. But I really do hope that you enjoyed this. I wonder which piece here is your favorite. Comment below. Which pieces here do you already own? Comment below. Which piece here is your grail piece or grail pieces? Comment below. Keep the conversation going. Don't forget to share this. Thank you so much, everyone. Stay amazing, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.